The two twin brothers who married their mother for money, part 1. What can make two young boys grow up and marry their own mother? That question still makes people shake their heads in Greenwood's village. Nobody talks about it during the day, but once it's night and the wind starts blowing through the trees, you hear whispers, quiet ones. Some people say the story is a lie. Others say it's true, but too shameful to tell. Either way, it started with one thing: death. Mr. John Miller was a rich man. Everybody knew him. He traveled abroad often and made money in ways people didn't understand. He had houses in cities people only heard of. And he married a beautiful woman, light-skinned, quiet, and graceful. Her name was Mrs. Grace Miller. Some said it was her beauty that gave him success. Others believed she was the reason behind his money. But when Mr. John died suddenly in a foreign country, something changed in her eyes. She didn't scream. She didn't cry for long. She just became quiet. Too quiet. There was no proper burial, just ashes in a box and silence. Nobody saw the body. People in Greenwood started talking. Rich men don't die like that unless something is behind it, they said. Some whispered it was punishment. Others blamed spiritual matters. But the real mystery began after his death. Mr. John left behind two sons, twins, Michael and Matthew, identical. If they stood beside each other, you couldn't tell them apart. Even their own mother sometimes got confused. But those who looked well could tell it. Michael was the calm one, the quiet type. He watched everything but spoke little. Matthew was the sharp one, always talking, always chasing something. He liked money too much. He liked attention. They were 17 when their father died. And when it was time to share the man's properties, there was nothing to share. No land, no house papers, no bank accounts, nothing. It was as if the money disappeared with the man. At first, people believed Mrs. Grace had kept the money for herself. But months passed. She didn't buy new clothes. She didn't travel. She didn't throw parties. She still walked to the market like every other woman. But her sons watched her and they started suspecting. Something wasn't right. Every month, around the same time, she would lock herself inside her room for hours. Sometimes she would cry. Sometimes she would speak to herself. Other times, she would sneak out at night with something wrapped under her wrapper. But no one knew where she went until one night. Matthew watched her from the window and saw her heading toward the bush path. She carried a calabash. She didn't take a flashlight, just a small lantern. Matthew told his brother, "She's hiding something. I saw her with my own eyes." "Maybe she's just praying," Michael said. At that time of the night, in the bush, she's hiding something, I swear. The next time she went out, they followed her. They didn't wear shoes. They didn't talk. They just followed quietly through the bush, using the moonlight to see. They stayed far behind her but close enough to watch where she went. She walked deep into the forest, past the farms, past the shrine. Then she stopped at a small clearing, a place no one had entered for years. There, on the ground, was a circle of stones and leaves. They watched her kneel. She poured something from the calabash into the soil. It looked red, thick. The air started smelling like blood. She began to whisper strange words. Not prayers, not songs, just words that make their skin crawl. Then the ground moved. They saw it clearly. The earth shifted. Something below started pushing upward. Mrs. Grace dug into the soil with her bare hands and brought out a small bundle wrapped in black cloth. She held it close and cried. The boys couldn't see what was inside the cloth, but they knew this was the secret. This was what she had been hiding. They followed her home quietly. She didn't know they had seen everything. That night in their room, Matthew looked at his brother. She's hiding her father's money. That thing she brought out from the ground, something is inside it. So what do we do? Michael asked. Matthew smiled. We make her trust us more than anyone. We enter her heart deep. What are you saying? Michael asked. We make her love us. I mean real love, not mother love. Michael stared at him, shocked. You want to turn our own mother into a woman? For what? For the truth, Michael said. For the money. For everything. That woman is hiding something deep. But when a woman falls in love, she opens her mouth, even if it's her son. Michael didn't speak. He just sat there, breathing hard. That silence, heavy, long, was the first sign that something had broken inside them. From that night, the twins changed. They crossed a line no sons will ever cross. They left the road of normal human behavior and entered a dark path. They thought they were smart, but something in that forest had seen them. Something that doesn't sleep. Something that doesn't forget. And in the days to come, that thing will start to move. Thanks for watching. If you think what you just heard was wild, trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. What the twins are about to do in part 2 will leave your jaw on the floor. So if you're waiting for the next chapter, don't just wait in silence. Hit that like button, drop a comment below and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what happens next. Do you think the mother was cursed? Or were the twins the curse all along? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll be reading. See you in part 2.